If you want to have the body of your dreams, you need to master these 5 things that helped me lose 33 pounds in 90 days. Last year wasn't the best year in my life. I felt pretty miserable, I felt not in touch with my values and a job that I hated, and actually gained tons of weight, feeling miserable and actually kind of depressed. So this made me really go deep on what actually works and what doesn't on fitness. I have already been 10% body fat in the past, but I knew coming out of this rut would be a whole different ball game. So I need to step up my game right now in order to reach that goal. If you're someone that values health, values looking good, having confidence when you go out in the summertime, or feeling good overall about yourself, then you're on the right path of becoming better. And I'm gonna show you step by step how you can master those things, those 5 things that can turn your physique from looking like the average physique into looking very good. Now, depending on how much extra weight you gain in the past, you might not become shredded, but you will for sure look better. 33 pounds is just some random weight. It's actually different when you actually see it side by side. Point number 1, and this is actually the most important point that you actually need to master, is calorie deficit. More importantly, you need to know about tracking calories and how many calories your body actually burns. So to do that, you need to follow this simple formula that I have right here. Now use your age, your height, and your activity level, and after you find your maintenance calories, this calories is just an estimate. It's not the amount of calories you actually burn. It will be actually crazy for a machine to actually map out how many calories you're burning without even testing. What I want you to do is actually do a test for 2 weeks, consume those calories and adjust. If you're gaining weight, you should remove 200 calories. If you're losing weight, you should add 200 calories, and just juggle until you find your maintenance calories and until you're not gaining nor losing weight. So after we found our actual maintenance calories, which is 2500, we need to actually move to a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit means that we're going to subtract some calories from our maintenance calories, meaning we will subtract 500 to 700 calories from our daily caloric intake. Let's say a man eats 2500 calories and he can subtract 700 calories from his diet, so he could eat 1800 calories. Now, these calories are his daily calories. He can consume those calories. Now, if let's say in one day he actually consumed 2000 calories, no big deal. He will continue looking good and being in a calorie deficit. But it's no problem. You should follow your strict guideline of 1800 calories and move along those lines. And I know this system works because I've used it and there is 10% body fat many times. It actually works, okay? When you just eat healthy, sometimes you overconsume rice, you overconsume healthy foods, and we don't want that. We actually know that we're on the right track, and we actually know that we're have some room also for some, let's say, junk food. Like you follow my 80-20% principle, which is 80% clean and whole food calories and 20% of junk food, let's say. So for me it would be like 200 calories of eating a chocolate bar, a small piece of chocolate bar or something else. You have some freedom into your diet, but most of the time I don't think you will actually need it. And of course each week you have one free meal and not one free day for you to enjoy whatever meal you want. Now, as far as calories, you need to actually learn how to track them, and in order to track them you need a food scale to track how many grams each food has, and you need an app so you know how many calories each food has. So you can download MyFitnessPal or Yazoo. I personally use MyFitnessPal because I started with it and it helped me work. It has a very good verified database, and you can use already made servings from there. You can scan foods, and you need to also weigh your food. Now I know like when your food can be tricky, you can be the weird guy. I have been a weird guy tracking my food, but I know I'm going to be better in my physique and I'm gonna reach extreme amounts of discipline and looking insane in the summer. So that's what I want. And to be honest, after 1 or 2 years you can basically eyeball your calories and you know what your body wants. So it's actually playing the long game at this point and not looking for something quick and something rapid. It's actually having a long-term mindset, so you actually become better at the long game, which is the most important thing, which will actually lead you to being a better man in your 30s, in your 40s, only even when you get older. So it's really important you master this. Now moving to our second point, which is activity levels. Okay, most of people go to start a calorie deficit and they start losing weight, but bam, they hit a plateau or something. They are in a calorie deficit, but the body tries to stay in homeostasis and not waste energy, so it just balances out the calorie deficit, and their calorie deficit becomes their maintenance levels. So what you need to actually do, have a standard rate of activity, meaning each week you're gonna go on a run, you're gonna go for a walk, have something you can track. Or let's hit 10,000 steps. I used to do this. I used to hit 10,000 steps every single day because I love walking. It clears my mind. I have new ideas. I socialize with my friends. I like also going on runs, 10-kilometer runs. I love doing these things, or going for basketball, playing football or tennis, whatever you like. Make something weekly that you increase your activity levels, and you're just sitting all day in a desk or in another sitting job, because you will burn more calories. You increase your basic metabolic rate, which are your maintenance calories, which in turn you lose more weight. Now many people get caught up to the idea of calorie deficit, but they lack one simple thing that can completely change your physique. If you actually look at two physiques at the same level, I'm gonna put two pictures right now so you can see the difference. One guy is on the same weight but looks terrible, but the other guy on the same weight looks absolutely amazing. And this is due to the fact the lack of muscle mass. Now the lack of muscle mass comes of course from not hitting the gym, of course we know that, but also comes from the lack of having the proper nutrition. The proper nutrition comes with having high protein foods, whole foods and healthy foods. Now of course our point here is having a high protein diet. Having a high protein diet, you want to consume about 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is a really good guideline, and it should actually help you reach your goals, repair your muscle tissue and feel good. Not about only your muscles, it actually helps with your hair, your nails. Protein is a really important macronutrient that we need to not be deficient in. So you need to actually consume in your diet steak, eggs, chicken, Greek yogurt, all those things that are high in protein that can actually help you reach your goals easier. Because when you start actually losing weight, when you're a little bit overweight and you lose that 15 pounds or that 30 pounds, having the higher protein intake will actually preserve more muscle mass, and in the end you will actually preserve more muscle mass and you will only lose body fat, and this will make you look even better. And that's what we want actually. We don't want you to lose muscle. If you actually lose muscle, you will look scrawny and you will not look actually good. So we don't want that, you know. We want to lose fat and keep our muscles so we can keep looking attractive and we keep looking good for the summer, having confidence in our body. Now the fourth point is actually hitting the gym. You need to actually hit the gym for your muscles, because I always said having only the diet and not hitting the gym is like doing half of the job, you know. But to be honest, the hard part is doing the diet. Most people hit the gym but they don't do a proper diet, because if we actually focus on a proper diet, everyone would look insane. But the problem is it's kind of hard dieting, but you need to make it into a lifestyle. You need to accept certain things so you will become healthier on the long term. So you need to actually hit the gym to build muscle mass, preserve your muscle mass while you're losing weight, and actually increase your basic metabolic rate, because actually more muscle mass means more calories burned when you're actually resting, and we actually want that. By hitting the gym, you look better. In 10 years you will look better. When you play with your kids, you're gonna have good bone density. If you break a bone or something, you need to look far ahead. You need to preserve your health and you need to value it. So hitting the gym is mandatory. Even if you don't have the time in the world, you can still hit the gym with 3 hours per week doing a full body workout. I personally do an upper lower split 4 times per week, and it really suits me. I do 1 hour per session. It's like 4 hours per week. I have a really busy lifestyle with work. I work like 10 hours per day. I also hit the gym. I also need to create content and socialize. When you don't actually have time, this routine actually helps, and I'm having great results with it. So I want you to actually try this. Never tell someone you don't have time for the gym. You always have time, but you always have excuses up ahead. And the last thing I want to tell you is having patience, which is really important in today's world. I mean, today's world is about rapid growth, no patience, it's just having everything with an instant touch. But we're losing actually the point. We need to think long term. We need to enjoy the process. Okay, I have some little extra weight. Okay, accept myself. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna do the right action. Accept it every day. I'm gonna move the needle forward no matter what. And I'm not gonna be perfect, but if I'm consistent every single day, I'm gonna have results no matter what. No matter how I feel, I just try to be consistent on it. And I will be consistent. And also about alcohol, you can have 4 drinks per week or even 5, but try not to overdo it. And when you go out, make sure you have a spirit with a low diet mixer and stay away from cocktails, or actually save some calories if you want to have a cocktail or anything. So that was a full video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe and like. See you in the next video. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm actually having some vlogs coming out because I want to get shredded again this year, and I will get to 10% body fat. You will see it. Having a high busy lifestyle and trying to maintain everything with gym, social life and everything. You will see everything. See you in the next one.